Hey, what's going on, world? It's me again, Ethan Smith, aka Mr. P. Another daily dose positive post, man. So earlier today, I was getting ready to leave out the house and go do some Uber and Lyft. You know, go out, chase a little money, make some money. And my daughter was like, "Daddy, why you just don't stay home for a while?" And I'm like, "Man, I gotta go work. I gotta go make some money so I can provide, so I can buy y'all things." She like, "Daddy, no, you don't. Like, I don't care if we poor. If you here with me, then I'm happy." Now, I'm not saying that I'm poor, but for my daughter to tell me, I don't care that if you poor or if we have things, I prefer to have some time with you and just spend time with you. Man, it really had me thinking, like, we get so focused and wrapped up on having things and chasing things that we forget to spend time with the people that's important, or spend time with that one thing or that one person that's important. We forget to spend time with God. It's like we let our ambitions and our thoughts and our dreams get in the way of the one true dream that God has given us. And sometimes I think we wander through life aimlessly because we don't know what that gift is. And when we discover that gift, I think we get a little scared of it, or we don't believe in it, or don't believe that God can do that in us because other people have told us that that's not possible, or it can't be done, or you've told yourself it can't be done. But like, what did God tell you? Like, I think back on my life and I'm like, how can I not acknowledge God? Like, how can I not acknowledge God? I was talking to Tim Kedia yesterday, and I was saying, like, when I'm in my car, I play certain music, or I don't really talk about the gospel of God that much because I didn't want to offend any of my passengers or make somebody come on feeling like, I'm just Bible thumper, God fearing, God worshiping, and like, but I am, like, I do love God. I'm not just Bible thumping all the time, and I'm not just beating people down their throat with God, 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 but I love God. I love God for me, and I'm not ashamed to say that. And like, how can I not love God? Like, with everything that I've been through in my life. Like, do you understand? I've been to Iraq twice. Like, I literally was blown up in the vehicle. I've been in an accident where I was flipped over. Like, a car hit me and my team doing 80, 90 miles an hour. How can I not love God and be thankful for what God has brought me through? Like, why would I worry about what somebody else think about my praise and worship to God? Why would you worry about what somebody else think of you loving the Creator or thanking the Creator for what he brought you through? Everybody don't know your story. Everybody don't know your struggle. They just know the mask that we wear or we allow people to see. Like, who am I to deny God? Like, most of us claim to be Christian. Most of us claim to believe in God, but we only believe in God when we believe he can do something for us. But we not believing in God when times are rough. We not standing firm on his word when times are rough. Like, we talking a good game, but we not living that game. I'm not going to say we. I'm going to say I. I'm going to say I. Sometimes I get distracted. I get scared. And when we get distracted and we get scared, or I get scared, and I take my eyes off God, it leaves an open door for the enemy to come in and plant extra negative seeds and thoughts in your mind that you are not worthy, that you are not a king, that you are not a queen. I do that when I take my eyes off of God and his work and what he tells me to do. His word says, come before my throne boldly. Don't come before my throne begging. Begging, what are you begging God for when he's already given you everything that you have? What are you begging him for when he's already given you everything that you have? Stop begging him and start thanking him. And when you thank him, he will be able to do so much more with what you already have. Like, how dare I be fronting on like everything that I have is not of God? Like, this truck is of God. Like, me living here in the flesh is of God. Like, how dare we front like God's not who he is? No, I'm not looking to offend anybody. This is just for me. This is for Ethan. This is where I'm at in my life. This is the revelation I had this morning. If it helps you, great. If it doesn't help you, thank you for taking the time and just watching the video. But I'm saying, who am I to act like God's not who he is. Like he's not looking for me to come. That's like you going to your father begging for food when they filled the refrigerator with groceries and they said, take whatever you need. What you begging for? The prodigal son, he went back home to his father saying, if I can just eat with your service, he like, you my son. You don't just get the scraps. Like, kill the fatted calf. Get the best robe. Get the big ring. My son is home. Like, God is just looking for you to come home and acknowledge him. My son is home. My daughter is home. And everything in my kingdom you have the right to. Who are we to act like God ain't God? Nah, man. Not me. This is my story. This is my life. Like, you got to be willing to go through some rough times before the miracle truly, truly happens. Jesus had to die on the cross. He stretched his arms and died on the cross for you to live the life you living. Like, I listened to Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey was homeless before you knew him as Steve Harvey. He had his own cross to bear. Eric Thomas, my favorite motivational speaker, homeless. He had his own cross to bear. What is your cross to bear? What if you have to go through? You got to thank God, Ethan, in the bad times just like the good times. You here for a reason, and that reason is not to complain. That reason is not to let the devil steal your joy. You have to be grateful for the things that you have right now today and thank him for those and watch how much more he gives you. Everybody not meant to go on this ride with you. But as long as you got God, as long as you got God, we got everything we need. We got everything I need. His word says, I will never leave you nor forsake you. Philippians 4:13, my favorite verse. I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me. But it's through Christ. It's not through Ethan. It's not through Tim Kedia. It's not through this friend. It's not through that friend. It's through Christ. So if you going in with the notion of I got to get money, that's not through Christ. Because when you going through Christ, Christ will give you everything you need and then some. I will pour out a blessing. His word says I will pour out a blessing that will have your cup overflowing. And I know I'm paraphrasing, and that's okay. But see, I'm in a place where he's drawing me closer to him. And it will become a day where those scriptures just flow out of me normally. But this is where I'm at right now, and I accept that. You have to accept who you are right now and give God more time to continue to transform you. Stop trying to transform yourself to what you think he said or what somebody else said and then asking him to bless it. No, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. You can't make the plan if it's not given to you by God and then say, okay, now bless it. I don't think in my mind, that's the way it works for my life. I don't know about your life, but for my life, in my mind, it don't work like that. The more I read his word, the more I ask him to show me what he wants for me, the more he helps me to discover me, and he pulls out of me who I'm called to be. But I got to do it through Christ, not through Ethan, not through Tim Kedia, not through this job, not through this car, not through any of those things. I have to do it through Christ. So, man, what are you doing? And I know I went off on a rant, and that's cool. But if you got the message that I'm giving to you, salute. If you didn't, watch the video again, and I'm not saying that to be offensive. All I'm saying is all things are possible through Christ. Who am I, or who are we to act like everything that we have didn't come from the creator above, didn't come from God? Whether it's good or sometimes bad, you ought to be thankful. Because when you're thankful and you're thanking him, it leaves you a little amount of time to be complaining about what you don't have. And the more thankful you are, the more he'll do in your life. He said, come to my throne boldly, not begging. You begging for what I've already given you. Come on, man. It's your boy, Ethan Smith, a.k.a. Mr. P.I.E.N, I'm out.